The world only moves for those who take control and force it to respect them. If you're not building, you're declining. If you're not growing, you're shrinking. If you're not winning, you're losing. Every man has two choices. Be the hunter or be the hunted. Be the man who writes the checks or the one who waits for payday. Success is not given, it's taken. Wealth is not stumbled upon, it's built brick by brick, with discipline and vision. The time for waiting is over. The time for hoping is gone. Now is the time to move, to build, to dominate. A man without money is a man without options. He settles for scraps instead of commanding the feast. The weak begin, the strong take. The poor complain, the rich strategize. The ones who hesitate get left behind. The ones who act become legends.
Let's go. Give it up yourself, man. Welcome back to Tales from the Dark Side out here, man. We got Tales from the Dark Side.
I'll show you the dark
on
side.
the Ask Coach Greg Adams channel. Shout out to you, brothers, man. And I was just in the process of sharing this particular stream with my audience. So bear with me, man. We're going to share the stream over on Discord, over on Locals, over on Instagram, and over on YouTube, just so we can get some people in the building and to join us over here for this Tales for the Dark Side. But I got to do my due diligence and just go ahead and share it with the audience members over there so they can come over, because, you know, not a lot of people are always paying attention. So we're going to go that since we're on Stream Mania, brother. All right. Just getting back from the gym. New world order. Just getting back from the gym, and we're about to have a party over here. Shout out to y'all, man, for this evening show. And today's topic, you do not own that pussy. New world order. All right.
Because I got the pussy for the money. If you got the money for the pussy.
You do not own that pussy. All right. You don't own it. And we got several stories that we could tell from the dark side, but even on the light side, on the shaded side, you still don't own that pussy.
Because I got the pussy for the money. If you got the money for the pussy.
All right, man. Do me a favor if you want to contribute to today's show. $, the Notorious CGA on the Cash App. It is Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel, where you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. I realize to ask Coach Greg Adams, the description box is probably not set up very well, but bear with me. We'll have a decent show tonight. Do me a favor, just give me the likes, don't pass the scroll. All right, I want to see if there's any earlier contributors. Normally on this evening show, as you guys are getting home, there's no contributors, but let me move my anime characters around here. I have some anime characters that I brought back from Osaka, Japan, and I cannot show you most of them on YouTube. All right, I can't show you, but they're sitting right here ecclesiastically in front of me as I do my show. A bunch of Ling
what
anime
kind of fuck you give me?
A bunch of Ling anime characters. What was I going to do? Oh, I was pulling up earlier contributors. Let me see. There should be a box. I haven't since bought any more, but I guess this is enough. I bought like a couple of luggage fulls of them, a couple of racks. Is this where's the tab? Where is the tab? All right, the tab for my let me see here. Is that it? I had to restart my computer because I was having some problems here, but now I can't find the tab with all of my, this is crazy. Oh, there it is right there with all of my Cash Apps and Venmos and all that stuff. Let me see. I can show you a little bit of one. There's one right there. All right. This one sits right in front of me right there. All right. Right here.
What kind of fuck you give me?
But the other ones, I don't know if I can show you them. All right. For YouTube. All right. But there they are. There she is right there. All right. Yeah. Ling.
American people ain't kind of fuck.
I bought these in Osaka, Japan at a store. Some of these are scantily clad with lingerie draws. You won't be able to. You won't be able to. Let me see. Let me see if there I can show you some of these. Nah, I can't show you any. There's actually I do have one. All right, I do have one that I can show you, but it's way over there. It's kind of like a larger figure. I have several. You guys know I collect figures and figurines and shit like that. But yeah, y'all not gonna be able to see these. YouTube might have a problem with you guys seeing these scantily clad anime characters. Yeah, I can't show you them. It's a private stock. I'll show you guys on local. I guess I could show you on locals for sure, but not here because you know people are here trying to catch me slipping. People here trying to catch me slipping. They've been trying to catch me slipping for a long time. But let's see if there's any earlier contributors to today's show, and we'll kick it off. You don't own that punani. Several stories from the dark side. We have our brother Ian Williams. He says many men are in the ground trying to control that pussy, dead as a doorknob. Matter of fact, many men have died trying to control that pussy. All right. Many men are in jail trying to control that pussy. Now, if a woman wants to make sure that she doesn't give away that puss, that's a whole nother conversation, but that's normally not the case. Shout out to Big Mike. The free agent lifestyle is the only way to function in 2026. He says, all you Mitches looking for ecclesiastical interactions with women, it says something like, with that, be proved the fool, and you will be proved the fool in the long run. You'll be proved the fool in the long one. He says, boss up and get your life together and the wine will come. Keep mitching and be a sucker for love forever. He said something like that. He said something like that. Yeah, man. That's kind of what we're talking about. You can be a sucker for love. You can whine. And the whole idea, I was talking about breaking it down what the shield means, but I also talked about the leverage and options. I meant to mention that where guys like, oh, I'm going to give up. I'm going to quit. You know, it's not worth it. But leverage and options is always an option. You can pursue leverage and options. But a lot of dudes will say, well, I'll never be rich, or I'll never make money, or I'll never make over 6 figures. Well, I had a course called, I still have it. It's still available. Unapologetically Masculine. And in there, I said, there's deficiencies. There's not one deficiency that you can't overcome. I mean, some people have larger deficiencies, meaning they have bigger problems than you. But if you have a minor deficiency, you can overcome that. You can overcome it and get to the point where you need to get to. Because I'm, you know, my biggest thing is I was vertically challenged, but I use my in my life, I've used it to my advantage. But sometimes you can't do anything about it, right? But sometimes you can. Sometimes you can overcompensate. Sometimes you can have people overlook that by having over and an abundance in other areas. And yeah, man. And everybody has something. Everybody has something that they have to overcome. Many people have a lot of things. But what we don't want you to do is believe that you can't. You know, in the book Free Agent Lifestyle, you can re-enter the marketplace if you get leverage and options. Yep. It is what it is. Anyway, let's see who else has contributed. The Ian Williams kicked it off. He kicked it off. And let me see if we got some other contributors. I got to sign into PayPal, and then we'll get into the conversation. You don't own that pussy. All right, let's see here. Bear with me. I'm signing in, and it's taking a long time. All right, PayPal and Venmo, but owned by the same company. Their web browser is not the best. Their web browsing experience is not the best. All right, but anyway, Tales from the Dark Side. Conversation really quickly here. When you're in the regular normie dating marketplace, we call that regular daters, where people still have a confusing idea of how they're trying to pursue and be successful in dating. A lot of people aren't on the same page. What'll happen is you will make an introduction. let's say you meet a woman, you make an introduction. When you meet her, if she accepts your introduction or she accepts your conversation, many men might assume that she has nothing going on, so that you can get in there and she'll make herself available to you if she shows any interest, so that when you are available to her, you're believing that you're the only one available to her. You're the only one she's talking to. And that's not her fault, because you kind of do that as well. You never say, hey, you're one of my 5 girls in my rotation. We never kind of lead with that. For instance, today, I was driving home from the gym, and in front of me was a woman in a Mercedes Benz. All right. It wasn't a C-Class, but it was a nice little Mercedes. But I didn't see it was a woman. I think she was driving slow, and I tend to drive like a bully behind people, especially when I have a car that's large. I tend to drive behind people and get behind them. I'm a frustrated driver. I'm glad I work from home. Well, she was making a right turn. She was in front of me, and I was kind of like, she could see that I was a little impatient. So once she made the right turn, I kind of followed her quickly, and I was going to move over to the lane to the left, but I can see she was looking in her side view mirror, and I could tell she was about to make that move to the left. And I was like, oh. So I just stayed in the lane, and zoom, I zoomed past her. Now, the stoplight was at red when we were both approaching the next stoplight. Okay. So we're both approaching the same stoplight. So I looked over as I'm approaching. I looked over, and it was like a nice little Puerto Rican, thick torta, not a fat torta, but a thick, short Mexican girl, about in her 30s. So I looks over, and she has this, curly Mexican hair or Latina hair, and curly and like blonde streaks in it. And I look over, I was like, oh, not too bad. So I'm here like this, but I slide forward ahead of her. I look over, I slide forward ahead of her, and she had a little bit of room. So she's inching forward next to me to the point where she's even with my window. And in the G-Wagon, you're pretty much covered. Like if you're sitting in the G-Wagon, nobody can really see you. Like you're not in the window. You're kind of outside the window. So I can see her inch forward just ever so slightly. And normally when that happens, she trying to be seen. All right. That's basically what I said. I was like, oh, she trying to be seen. But she sees me in the G-Wagon, so it's obvious. We got a Latina. She was thick. All right. And she saw me in the side view. And I was like, oh, okay. So she trying to be seen. So I was like, oh, here we go. So this is an example of owning that pussy. Bear with me. So I see her, but she didn't look over at me. Like no woman is going to really look at you choosing like that. They're going to see if you see her. You know what I mean? The rejection shit. So she inching forward, and I was like, oh, okay. So I rolled down my window, and she looking at her phone. The light's about to turn green. I rolled down my window, and I said, meet me at the next light. She rolls her window down. I said, meet me at the next light. Okay. Meet me at the next light. So I'm driving. I get to the next light. She gets behind me. And starts following me. So I make a right turn onto this kind of like it's kind of like a little alley where there's a strip mall right there. So I make the next turn. I pull over. She follows me. Right there and parks right behind me. Now, when you have done this with a Mexican, there's a chance that you might get stabbed. Just so you know, there's a small chance you might get stabbed. But she was not interested in stabbing me. I could tell. All right. I could tell she was not interested in stabbing me. She was starving.
Now I got to cut you.
She was starving. So I pulled over. It's broad daylight. Nothing to worry. But somebody said she saw the G-Wagon. Yes, sir. She saw the G-Wagon, and it was game on. Because I had her then. And, most of the time she see you there in that situation, there's something up, right? She ready to go. All right. If you think you're lonely now, wait into tonight, girl. So she ready to go. She leaking. She ready to go. So I park. I get out of the car, walk up to her window, and she all smiles. She like this. She looking like,
Okay, daddy.
all right. She looking like, okay, daddy. Let me see something here. My son's texting me. Okay. So she ready to go. She like, somebody said, why settle for a torta? I said torta. I was I was trying to describe her. It wasn't a skinny Mexican. She wasn't fat. Okay. Please understand. She was not a fat towards it. But she wasn't a skinny Mexican. But she was thick. All right. You could tell she was she was not skinny. You could tell she was in her 30s. So you know what I mean? She wasn't a sloppy fat. She wasn't a sloppy fat Mexican. She was an attractive woman. Okay. But here we go. You got to be careful with the internet. Some people are here just to not understand. Everybody knew what we were talking about. She was a thick, chunky, butterball Mexican. So, or look kind of Puerto Rican. Face is nice, hair is nice, all of that. So I jump out, walk up to the window. Well, first I'll skip that part. So I walks up to the door and I was like, what's up? And she was like, what did I do? She was like, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? Why did I get pulled over? That's what she hit me with. Why did I get pulled over? And I was like, yeah, you know why you got pulled over. I was like, do me a favor. I'm actually on my way to an appointment, but go ahead and put your number in my bat phone. And then I'm going to catch up with you. And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, where are you from? You know, I'm from here, but I'm from California. Oh, I'm from California too. What part of California you from? Oh, I'm from LA. So she says, I'm from LA. You know what I hit her with? Let me see if y'all been following me a long time. What did I say next? What did I say next? But as you're thinking about that and pondering that on the 10-second delay, with that being said, this is an example of you don't own that pussy. Somebody said, what set you from? Oh, nope. See, y'all been following me. The people that are on locals, the locals gang know what I asked next. And this is what you always should ask. You guys got it. That's exactly what I said. Word for word, bar for bar. Shout out to the locals gang in the building. You're well-educated men, students of the JUCO. That's exactly what I said next. It's too easy. Too easy. It's like taking candy from a baby. Yeah, she was voluptuous. She wasn't fat. She was voluptuous. But, you know, Mexicans can only be so voluptuous without being a little chunky. But what are you running from? That's exactly what I asked next. Oh, you from LA? Well, because she said she just moved here. She said, I'm from LA. I just moved here 3 months ago. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. What are you running from? Oh, yeah. I'm just starting over life. Okay, yeah. All right. She's just starting over. Now, we all start over, so I understand, but she running from something. She's starting over because wherever she was from. So you already know she's traumatized. She's starting over. You also know she's broke. Right? She probably ain't got no money. She probably in a bind. She probably got moving expenses. She probably running from her pimp or her boyfriend, or she running from her ex-husband. She out of here, bro. You already know what time it is. Yep, she La Toxica. She running from a criminal organization, Orale Vato. She running from the Vatos and the essays. Something we just don't know yet. She probably set a nigga car on fire. You know what I mean?
Look what she did to my car. What the hell did to my car? I can't stand this hoe.
Yes.
I can't stand this.
All right, somebody said the Serranos, the Nortes, the Treses, the MS Treses. She running from something. We just don't know what it is. But the reality is, I know, and you should know, even though she was an eager beaver, even though she was excited and all smiles, even though she followed me and pulled me over, that pussy ain't mine. Somebody else got that pussy. Somebody else. She probably drove home. She probably went home to somebody that owned that pussy. You already know. But she's looking at it as, that's a level up. This is an opportunity. This is a get. This is a guy probably has his life together. Oh, one thing she asked me, because I had a tank top on coming from my gym. And, you know, I had my fake jewelry on and shit. And, you know, I was all still swollen up. You know, I had my post-workout swole shining. And she looking at me like, she looking at my arms and my shoulders like, Right? She like, and then she looking at me. She like, what do you do? She started hitting me with the what do you do? But she said it very nervously as to not appear like she was being too inquisitive. Because she was kind of like, oh, what do you do? Like, what kind of, you driving a G-Wagon? She don't know the chain is ain't real. She don't know. But she like, what do you do? Nigga, they don't make niggas like you. What kind of shit is this? And she was like, oh, I thought I was in trouble. I thought you were pulling me over. I thought, yeah, you in trouble. I'm gonna smack that ass. All right, I'm gonna dominate you. So anyway, somebody else owned that punani. Now I'm gonna take it nice and slow. She put her number in my phone. She immediately texted herself. And then I hit her up later on. She hit me back. I said, let's get together next week, Monday or Tuesday, your call. She picked Tuesday. All right, I'll contact you Monday with the details. And she was like, yay. But guys, somebody else own that. That ain't mine. I might get it. Even if I get it once or twice, onesie, twosie, here and there, skis, that's somebody else's punani. That's somebody else's punani. That ain't mine. It's not mine to get. Now, somebody might ask, Coach, I thought you didn't cold approach. She approached me. Am I correct? Who believes that I approached her, or did she approach me? Did she pick me, or did I pick her? Was that a cold approach or a warm lead? Was that a hot referral? You make the call. you make the call. Somebody says she's a rental. All right, she might be a rental. She might be a rental. I might put her on a rental program. Hey, listen, this is what time it is. Once you know, because I don't meet her online, I'm gonna put her on time. She chose me. She initiated. She saw me first in her side view mirror. Then she pulled up forward, and then I rolled down the window, and then she rolled her window down, and she followed me. That was not a cold approach. I don't consider that a warm approach. I consider that a warm lead, because she kind of was the one like asserting. It's kind of like what people used to say. Choosing signals, knock a napkin off the floor. The ladies will pull a cigarette out without a lighter. That's her choosing. That's her signaling. This is an opportunity for you. Go ahead and put your bid in. Go and put your bid in. Like women back in the day, they used to go to the speakeasies and they would pull out a cigarette and just put it like this. And then dudes used to do what? I got a light, I got you. And then everybody pulling out their lighter and matches. Okay. That's a choosing signal. That's her saying, gentlemen, your time, put your bid in. So she was the one that pulled up and initiated, and she said, take it from here, champ. And at that particular point, that's not a cold approach. A cold approach is if she had her, like she was way back there and I rolled the window down. And I was like, hey, all right, that would be a cold approach. So anyway, I got her on the team. Not yet. She still can flake. Somebody else can bang that pussy out this weekend. You never know. Somebody else can own that pussy and have her squirting. It is what it is. But that's an example of even when you get into that type of engagement, you don't own that pussy at all. And honestly, no matter what type of relationship you're in, you never own it. Even with your wife, they have something called My Body, My Choice. They have something called My Body, My Choice. For this is a woman's scream, all right? This is what they believe. Even if you marry her, initially because she wants to keep you, she's going to give you access to her body. As the relationship goes on, and or if she's Americanized and she commits to you, she's going to withdraw that and claim her independence of her body. She's going to say, listen, you can't have my body at will. I'm going to have to still be willing to give it. So she might say, I'm not in the mood. You can't just jump on me and touch me and grab me. You can't just slap me on the ass. You can't just walk up and grab my titties. Now she's going to say this out of frustration. She doesn't mean it, but that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to say, you don't own my body. That's what she's trying to say. And she might be pissed off or frustrated, and that might come out that way. That doesn't mean she doesn't want you to touch her. She just wants you to be able to respect her and not treat her like a piece of meat. Right? And that happens a lot of times when you're young and you don't understand. You're confused. You're like, well, you live with me. I pay rent. I support you. So yeah, your body is mine. Now, as you get into leverage and options, you can basically verbalize that from the beginning. I own that body. Okay. But you're also an at-will employee. So I can fire your ass at will and I owe you nothing because I'm not married to you. So if you decide to not give me that body, well, then the contract is null and void and you're an at-will employee and you're fired. You see what I mean? But when you're married, you kind of have to negotiate that. Most men don't negotiate that up front. You're going to have to negotiate that at some point during the marriage. And then most of the time, if you fail this particular thing, and she might say, oh, he fell for that. Now there's going to be a situation where she's not going to respect you as much because now you're like, oh, okay, honey. All right, your body belongs to you. But if you say, man, bitch, that body belongs to me, now you got to duke it out. Okay, now you got to duke it out. So even in a marriage, she can say that. When it comes to the dark side, or if you're a player, you have a rotation. Most of you guys have to realize that even those girls, even if you have an arrangement, a woman on an allowance, or you have a regular, or you have something like this, you don't own that pussy. You don't own it. You might think you own it. You might be hitting that bottom. You might be going raw. You might even be engaging in the occasional cream pie. But that woman, especially on the dark side, possibly lives with another man, has a steady boyfriend, dates other guys, and she might even bring some used punani over to you. Yes, sir. Yes, sadly enough, she might be squeezing in appointments before she hits you. Yes. For instance, I'll tell you a tale from the dark side. So a young lady who was very dependable, I had her for quite a long time, very dependable. She's not highly attractive, right? But she's decent. She let me lay the smack down on her, and she comes and she's faithfully drops it off. Not too complicated, pretty straightforward. She has no sight. She doesn't set her sights on me in terms of being her boyfriend or anything like that. She knows what time it is. But sometimes she's like, when I go out of town or travel, she's like, dang, I missed you. I want to. So she'll try to be like, can I see you as much as possible type thing. Not on some, I'm going to get a lot of money from you, but because she doesn't get a lot of money. She's just kind of like some snacks and gas money. But she's like, hey, you know what I mean? Like this weekend you were busy. I wanted to come see you, but I couldn't. So she says I went without. I don't believe it, but whatever. So one day I had her come over. I was like, come on over. She was like, okay, daddy. All right. She's like, all right, I'll be there. And we don't have long conversations.
Okay, daddy.
I just be like, you're available Tuesday? Yep. Okay. Same time? Yep. All right. I'll see you. So that's kind of how we set things. We don't talk. We don't engage. We don't see how each other's doing. That's basically what happens. So come see daddy? Okay. Yep.
Okay, daddy.
Now, one day, she shows up late. Not only did she show up late, there was kind of this miscommunication because I don't know what day it was. I think it might have been a Saturday, so I don't have streams and stuff like that. So what happened was, and this was kind of before I left to go to Japan or go to Asia. She said normal time, yes, normal time. But then what happened was she had an earlier time available. So she was like, hey, can you do it at 4 instead of 9:30, 10? I was like, yeah, I guess I could do that. Then she went back to a different time. She was like, oh, it looks like it's a later time. And I was like, okay. All right. So then what happened was even the later time, she came like an hour after that. But she did tell me, but she was like an hour after that. So she came in huffing and puffing. She came in a little bit like in a rush, in a hurry, knowing damn well I was going to, give her the business. And the immediate thought was somebody else was beating the brakes off of that. Now, when you're on the dark side, it's fair game. And we're going to show you that in a minute. When you're on the dark side, that's completely fair. You cannot say really much about that because you don't own that pussy. So what it sounded like was she was meeting with her boyfriend or something like that, or she meet with somebody else. She double bagged it. She double booked it and it got tight. So what happened was she then came over and she She had to fit in both appointments. She had to fit in her boyfriend. Her boyfriend probably said, let's go on a date. She probably had a stop point, but it sounded like it was going further. He probably said, okay, let's go back to the crib. She had to go back to the crib and let him smash. And then she had to come through and get that shower and dip. It happens. It happens. Now, similarly, and I'll come back to her. Similarly, I've had women go back to their boyfriends. So they come over to my house. We have our time. They'll jump in the shower. Hey, can I take a shower? They'll get fresh, clean. They'll be in there doing their makeup and hair. And they go back to another guy or another date or another boyfriend. I was dating this young lady on the dark side. And I found out the entire time she kind of lived with her boyfriend. So what happened was, this is what happened. She said she lived with her sister the entire time. That's what I thought. And I didn't care. I was like, whatever. But I was kind of like, she probably lying. She probably lying. So what happened was, she said, I live with my sister. And I would pick her up from an apartment complex where she said she was with her sister. Now, she still claims to this day that's her sister's place. And I was like, whatever. And she kept telling me a story. Oh, my sister's moving from this place to Boulder Canyon. Like, she had the whole story. But what I later found out was her boyfriend lived not that far away, like a stone's throw. Like, you have to go to the apartment. Like, you could walk. It wouldn't be a fun walk, but you can walk to the boyfriend's house. I later found that out. Then I later found out that she was living with him. So when she would get together with me, so I would, because what I do is I pre-book. I book in advance. I'm like, hey, Tuesday, Thursday next week, or I'll give her a 2-day notice. So what she would do is she lived across town. She didn't live close to me, but her boyfriend did. He lived about 10, 15 minutes drive. She lived about 35 minutes away, but her sister lived stone's throw away from her boyfriend. So I would pick her up and drop her off at that location. What was probably happening was she was walking from her boyfriend's house to that apartment complex. All right. So, but I had been with her for a long time. Again, I didn't really care. I was like, whatever. But what I later found out was that she would, she would see me I was like, you're going to see me on Tuesday. She would move from her parents' house to her boyfriend's house. Her boyfriend worked nights. She would come over to my place, and then she would jump in the shower, get dressed. He would get off of work late at night. She would Uber to his house. Sometimes she said somebody was dropping her off and picking her up. Could have been her boyfriend. She said it was her brother. None of my business. None of my business. But yes, that was happening. She later admitted to that. She was like, yeah, I would come from his house. He would work at night. I would hang out with you, and then I would go back to my boyfriend's house. You don't own that poisse. So she had carried on for that for a long time, and at some particular point, she would tell me, because you've been together, you're talking together, and you're like, man, this is crazy. Now, for locals, I have an additional point of that story, but this is too much for YouTube, so I'm not going to tell you that part of it. But recently, I had a young lady who was like, oh, I just want to be with you. I want you to put me up. I want you to take care of blah, blah, blah. So I was with her. She jumps in the shower afterwards, and she's like, oh, I'm going to go home and go to sleep. It was like 10 o'clock. Like on a Friday or a Saturday. And if you want to join the best Darkside group out here, you can join us at coachgregadams.locals.com. All right, I'll put the link in the description box. You have to do the pay-per-view option so you can hear what we're talking about. So she was like, yeah, let's hang out. And she literally was texting me all when I was in Asia. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to do this. And when you get back, we going to hang out. I'm going to cook for you, blah, blah, blah. First time we meet when I come back to Asia, I smash 45 minutes just tearing her ass up. All right. Afterwards, she jumped in the shower. Can I take a shower? She jumps in the shower. And she was like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. She was supposed to meet me the next day. I think she was even supposed to spend the night the next day. She was like, oh, I'm going to spend the night. I'm going to cook for you and blah, blah, blah. But I just wanted to be the first one to get you when you got home. She goes, jumps in the shower and leaves. And she was like, I'm going to go home and go to sleep. I was like, listen, where she was going is to another niggy's house. Now, again, I don't own that posse. So it's fair game. It's fair game. It's just as fair as if I double book, she comes, and this happens a lot. She leaves, the next person's coming. The next person's coming, but it happens. And that's just not only on the dark side, it happens even if you have a rotation. So let me introduce this. Before I do, I want to acknowledge Macaroni Tony. He says right here, this topic is a gut punch. It hurts to realize this fact, but it's greater later. Logic over lust. Logic over lust is greater later. When I'm engaging with any woman, normie woman, regular woman, dark side woman, geek, nerd, hot chick, I already know somebody is getting that. Her ex is getting it. She lived with a guy. I've had women tell me they live with a roommate and it's a whole dude. Yep, they're never single. Women are never single. So I know that, even if I'm engaging in some sort of dark side activity. And you do have to remove your emotions from it and your ego, because your ego will get crushed out here the way they move. Okay, they move wild. They'll let you hit it raw. They'll let you nut on their stomach. Dude, I had this one lady tell me, well, no, that's too much. I'm going to keep that for locals. I'm going to keep that for locals. So let me show you this. First and foremost, I'm going to show you this. The internet incels have this idea, and I don't know why, but maybe it's something that I said or did. Maybe it's because I was doing Red Pill, MGTOW, free agent lifestyle content for almost a decade. People have believed, or this belief, that I just didn't have girls when I was young. Even Tony Gaskins had this idea, you should have got that out of your system in your 20s, but you couldn't do it. And I'm like, why do people believe that? And I think it's because I've covered a lot of conversations about dating and dating apps and why dating isn't worth it. And I think they believe that there was this frustration that I had an inability to get women, right? And I couldn't get them. Now, remember, I was engaged to be married at 26, married at 28, had a kid, you know what I mean? That first kid by 28, roughly, 30 with the next kid. The kids were both back to back, 16 months apart. So Irish twins almost. But a lot of people have this belief, and it's like, why do people have this? Where's the misunderstanding here? So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and post a little bit of receipts, because I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of the receipts, and it's petty for me to do this. I really don't have to do this. Because even when you drop a receipt, they're still going to find a way to wiggle out of it. Oh, man, what kind of man posts pictures? So there's always going to be that. So I said, let me go ahead and drop a receipt. Because you know me. So it says incel, internet incel. You could tell CGA didn't get girls when he was younger. CGA when he was younger. And let it snow.
I am so happy and grateful. The Lord has blessed me to play in some snow.
I know it's petty. I didn't have to do this. This is CGA before YouTube. And I didn't even go that far back. I mean, I didn't have to go that far back. Okay. But that's Coach Greg Adams before YouTube. I mean, I think one picture was right when I started YouTube. And yes, them pearly whites are showing all with that snow.
Niggas always gotta show they teeth.
I had to go into my phone and say, let me pull up some goddamn receipts so these niggas know. Y'all, who y'all talking to, bruh? Who are y'all talking about? What y'all talking about? And so I had to blur out some faces, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to bring up trauma with the last previous women. Stop the bullshit, bruh. What are y'all talking about? I couldn't get girl. I went all the way back to high school. You know what I mean? Even in high school. Look at this young nigga right there. No beard, no facial hair, with the Montreal Expo hat. That's a black girl like there at least. But there's a lot of racial girls there. I had to be like, what are y'all talking about, bruh? But let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow. But look at even me in high school right here. 2 white bitches on my elbow. All right. Can I take a picture with you ass nigga? I mean, come on, bro. Y'all need to stop this bullshit. That's me with the Tay Diggs chin strap. That's me come on with my Russian, Bulgarian bitch, Lithuanian chick. That's me with a model chick I dated back in the day that she was a Hooters girl. All right. That's me in the pool with white bitches galore. All right. Come on, bro. I can't stand when these internet incels jump up here, and this shouldn't even be done. You know what I mean? This shouldn't even have to be done, but it's like a narrative that people think, I don't know what it is. People have this weird obsession where I just was not successful until the money came and I have to buy pussy. You have to buy it. Okay. Right here. Somebody said in the comments of the story, they thought you was Boyce Watkins. Exactly. Niggas thought I was just Boyce Watkins out here just simping for one woman. And by the way, yes, no pogs, because I know another dude was like, Coach was just fucking pogs the whole time and slump busters. He even admitted it. And that was one of those situations where I said it in jest. I didn't say it like it was accurate. I kind of said it in jest. I was like, I was dating women, you know, they weren't the best looking women. They weren't, you know, there were some 49ers. I kind of said it like that. Not saying that that's the only woman I got, but I was saying I was using a lot of them. So dudes would be like, I'm telling you, these men take shit literally, and it's like weird. I was like, I said that one time, and dudes were like, see, he was fucking slump busters. He can only get ugly chicks. Okay, so let's go back to the receipts and see if that bears true. That's not true. That was just a kind of thing that I said, but yes, was I banging on them? Yes, I was banging them, but yes, I was still getting attractive women too. All right, or semi-attractive or average stock factory issue. Just dudes are weird because they want confirmation that I'm losing at something. But the reality is I'm the total package. I'm the Bruce Wayne of this ish. And no, my ex-wife is not here, oddly enough. And remember, I was with my ex-wife for almost 12 years. If I'm not mistaken, if the math bears out. Yeah, I was with her definitely 10 years, almost 11 years. So if you take out between 26, 27, all the way to 36, like that's a big window for men. I could have done damage if I was single. But I didn't even have that window between 26, 27, and 36. I was supposed to be with one woman monogamously, and I still was out here doing what? All right, post 36, even before that. So I just think it's like weird where they run with these narratives to cope and make themselves feel like, well, you got to be losing somewhere. Like, I don't even have my ex-wife years in here, all right, because I literally want to forget it. I'm repressing it in my mind. But imagine if I wasn't married for those 10, 11 years. Now, not to say that I wasn't getting other women during that time, but I certainly don't have pictures of what I was doing. I certainly don't have photos of what I was doing. All right. So I was not keeping evidence or receipts during that time if I really did it. So it's one of those things. But I guess, you know, I don't know. Because then the other people be like, why you even posting that? But I'm like, I get it, bro. Some people just weirdo about it. You have to trick because you couldn't get bitches back when you was I'm like, I kept telling you I'm choosing to do this. I'm not doing it because I have to. I'm choosing to do this because it works for me. It's easier. It's the dark side's just easier for me. It just doesn't waste time. I don't waste a lot of money. I don't get into emotional relationships. I don't have to manipulate women. It's a choice. It is what it is. It's not that I have to. And I also prefer younger women. And obviously, I'm not going to hang out where younger women are because that requires me to be up at EDC and Coachella. So I'm like, I'm not going to be out there cold approaching. So I'm going to use Birdseed. I'm going to use leverage and options. I'm going to use the opportunity to do what the monetized dating marketplace does. I don't have to catch feelings. I don't have to explain myself. Everybody knows what to do. Everybody falls in line. And then when you're out here normie dating her, I'm out here fixing her bind and everybody's happy. She goes back to her boyfriend. Some of you niggas got girls. Look, a lot of guys right here. Okay. A lot of guys. Hold on for a second. a lot of guys really I lost my train of thought. But a lot of guys really just want you to have the losing out here. They just want you to, that's what they want, to cope, to realize, because it's hard for a lot of guys to be out here normally dating. What I was going to say is the amount of women that have gone home to their boyfriends after dealing with me on the dark side, it hasn't been a lot, but it has been some, is extraordinary. Some of the boyfriends didn't know. A few did know. But a lot of guys, guys got girlfriends and they're on the dark side. Because I've dealt with them.
Do you have the stomach?
It happens. There's girls that I've dealt with that go on normie dates. And the whole idea, somebody's going to say no. Well, what's the idea? That they'll tell you, I'm paying for something that somebody else is getting for free. So another guy doesn't care that he's smashing the same girl I'm smashing, but he's laughing at me saying that I had to pay for it. So that's the same idea. We're sharing women. These women aren't yours. They're ours. The Y is silent. Some are, most aren't. Okay. I actually had a young lady that I was with. She's actually in this collage. She got divorced, but she was still sleeping with her husband, and they weren't officially divorced. What happened was we started sleeping together. Because we started being together, she started seeing her husband less. Okay. She starts seeing her ex-husband less, or her strange husband. And her husband immediately picked up on it because this woman was a nympho. And he was like, you must be seeing someone else because you're not making yourself available to see me. And he immediately knew that we were sharing. He just didn't know who with. Now, one day, because we live close to each other, I was outside and she was outside, but she wasn't near me. But he pulled up in his truck to pick up his kids. He saw me. He saw her. And he put two and two together. Because we were in proximity. He saw me looking good. I was looking good at the time. I was just got divorced myself or separated. He saw me, he saw her, and he was like, and then he messaged her later. He was like, oh, I know. I know. I see what's going on here. Because, you can tell when two people are messing around. They don't even have to be standing next to each other. So that's another example, guys. She's not yours. She's ours. So in that situation, I then knew that she was sleeping with both of us at that time. She just started sleeping with him less. She started making excuses as to why she couldn't make herself available. But at that point, that was the gray area where when I started with her, she was still active with him. That's an example of you don't own that pussy. You don't own it. Even though, like, well, that could happen. You don't own it, bro. Even if she is getting ecclesiastically, I'm hitting that bottom, I still don't own it. Somebody else can get to that. She got it. Somebody else got dibs on that. Somebody else is claiming that. You just have to understand that that's how it works. And I accept it. I don't, right? I don't really fight it anymore. The only way I fight it is if a woman's pressing upon me that she wants to really be with me. And then what I'll do is I'll ask her to do certain things and then she'll not do it. And I'll say, well, you can't be mine. Right? In order to be mine, you got to do this. Because in a sense, they don't expect you to do this because let's just talk about this. A lot of people get into relationships. Men don't investigate. Men will ask, or men won't even ask. They'll just assume. I'm assuming she's monogamous. I'm assuming she wasn't seeing anybody beforehand. And then when you're going to month 2 and 3 and you're hitting it raw, well, I'm hitting it raw. She wouldn't let 2 dudes hit it raw. I'm cream pieing her. She wouldn't let 2 dudes cream pie her. Yes, she would. You might think that, but that's the dead giveaway because she doesn't want to tip you off. Oh, can you wear a condom? We've been together for 2 months. Why am I throwing on a condom? She has to let you hit raw. She had to let you cream pie. She has to let the other dude hit raw and cream pie because she got to let both people believe that they're the only ones there. I'm the only one. So what dudes will do when they get into a relationship, you will go through those. You'll draw your own conclusions. You won't challenge her. So you'll be like, well, she let me hit it raw. She let me finish. She slob on my knob. I spend the night. I see her 5 times a week. She says she goes to school in the meantime. She's a waitress over here. She has 2 jobs. There's no way she's seeing someone else. So you'll won't challenge her on it. Whereas what I do is if a woman presses upon me, I want to be with you. I've been thinking about you. I've been putting it. What I do is I ask qualifying questions related to that. All right, Lightson, let me go ahead and set your location. Share your location with me. If they balk at it, nah, you can't be with me like that. You get because I'm not just gonna guess. I'm not just gonna take your word for it. Share your location with me so I know where you all be at. Sometimes they'll share it with you. Even if they share it with you, they still sneaking around, nigga. All right, they still have to. I had women sharing their location and was sneaking around. So, but that's not me. That's not me being insecure. That's me seeing if she'll do it. And if she does it, now you're like, okay, she gonna let you know what's up. I had a woman share her location. She went to Maui and sold pussy, or she had boyfriends and was hooking up the whole Maui trip, came back from Maui and was like, hey, daddy, are we gonna get together? She was like, I want to kind of move forward. Before she went to Maui, I think I went to Asia or I was somewhere else. I can't remember. I traveled to somewhere else. Now she knew she was trying to press upon me and she wanted to be like boyfriend and girlfriend. And she wanted to travel with me. She wanted to do all of that. But she was going to get it out of her system when she went to Maui. But she shared her location with me. So I was looking at her location. I'm like, oh boy, every night she would go to the bar. She would go to some condo, some neighborhood. Same routine. She would go to an Airbnb. And then when she came back from Maui, she hit me up with the, hey, daddy, are we going to get together? Are we going to start this? And I was like, nah, I'm good. And I saw what I done saw. I got enough information. I saw what I done saw. And it is what it is. So even sharing the location, they will still do X, Y, and Z. So anyway, you don't own that poisse. Let me play a clip. Shannon Sharp. This is a clip from Shannon Sharp. These are 2 guys talking about rotation. Okay. And this is the comedian. I think his name is Mojo with Shannon Sharp. And a lot of guys, the players, pickup artists, players. I talked about this on Twitch, that archetype. A lot of guys will think they have a rotation, but the women are faithful in the rotation. But he's the only one running around and playing her. Right? I got a girl that does this and I got a girl that does that. And these girls love me. They like me for me. And I like these for me so much. They always be on the nigga. I always got to keep them in line. I got to keep my rotation crisp and but what will happen is they will find out another one of the girls in his rotation getting her guts ran by another dude. And it'll break his heart. He won't have the stomach.
Do you have the stomach?
He believes that all of these girls are just for him. He owns all of those poisses. He believes he owns all of those poisses because they're telling the girls are telling him that, man, I want to be with you. I want to see you. I want to see you. And he's like, hold on, baby. I got you. Okay, put you in here. Let me picture you in here. All these girls just waiting up, twiddling their thumbs just to see a player like me. No, don't believe that, guys. These women got deeper rotations than you got. According to these women, they got hoes. A lot of women that you guys get in relationships with and marry had 2 or 3 other guys that they were whittling down and making a choice. Quick story before I share the clip. I had a woman. She was one of my clients. She was in her 50s at the time I was training her. She married a wealthy guy. But she was also dating, she was on the dark side. She was dating wealthy guys via a matchmaking service back in the 90s. So she was like, I can't say who she dated, but she was talking about celebrities and princes of this and that. And, that's just monetized dating. So she was always kind of set on dating wealthy guys. And she was kind of a trophy wife. She actually was the woman who got me onto the dark side by me going to check out what her daughter was doing, right? I told that story here, I believe. Well, funny enough, while I was training her, she kept telling me these stories. And she told me a story about when she met her current husband. She said that she was dating 2 other guys that she thought one of them was going to offer a marriage. So when it was down to the last day of the engagement, when the guy asked the question that she's currently married to, she had to let the other two guys off the hook. So while he was dating her to marry, intentional dating. And this is why I don't believe in intentional dating. This is why I think dating is fucked up, because a woman will say, I only date with intentions, but still will have 2 or 3 guys on the back burner or pursuing or in the queue. But she said, I had 2 other guys, and while he popping the question, right? It's cold out here. And I was like, damn. And when you hear this, you have to know those 2 other guys were fucking too. And these aren't just what we call the bad girls, right? Those 2 other guys were fucking too. They was getting them guts and they was hitting it raw and they was doing all of that, taking her out on dates, spending money, tricking on her, trying to get her heart, trying to catch, falling in love, emotional, believing that she was washing her hair, believing that she was seeing her family for the weekend. She wasn't seeing her family for the weekend. She was fucking all weekend. Oh, my niece got a birthday and my uncle's dying of cancer and I'm going to the hospital and I'm going for my niece's birthday and I'm picking up this and my friend and family in town. No, they ain't. She getting them guts ran. Somebody else is clapping them cheeks. She's somebody else. That's what she's dating, other guys. And I say it's fair game. But when women say men should date intentionally and put, what do they call it? Pour into her and put pressure on her, apply pressure. My advice is to not do it until you get confirmation that she's dating you exclusively. She's dating you exclusively. If she's not dating you exclusively, you don't put any pressure. You don't trust anything she's saying. You don't date with intention. You don't do any of that. You don't do any of that until you get confirmation. And I want confirmation. I'm not taking your word for it. Let me see your phone. Let me check that location. Give me confirmation. Normally, they're going to balk at it. Nah, I shouldn't have to share. You should believe me. Okay, bye. Get going. Yep, don't pay her bills. Don't take on her financial responsibility. You don't have to do all of that. Only if she's dating exclusively. Until then, she belongs to us, not you. Right? Until then, she belongs to us, not you. She's ours. Guys will even say, man, coach, I seen that girl you were with in Costa Rica. I was with her. Fantastic. Great. I hope you had a good time. I don't need to know the dirty details. It's not under my concern. Congratulations. That's our girl. Because I've only saw her for 3 days out of 365 days. Really 3 days of my entire life. I'm sure not going to be sweet on her. We had that situation on our own locals with one of our brothers that's in the chat right now. I pulled up a girl and he was like, hey. He was like, hell no. That's what he said. I was like, I'm down here in Colombia with this chick. Oh, by the way, oddly enough, let me tell the story about that girl. Dude, I almost brought that girl to meet our brother Rosie. Yo, that would have been some funny shit. Because Rosie, remember this? That's our brother Calvin. Brother, remember this? We was going to meet up when we was in Medellin. He was like, we were trying to meet up. I had a live stream. I was going to Camino Trece, and I had a girl. And remember we were trying to meet? And I was like, yeah, I got something going on. I got my live stream, and I got something, I got a JUCO. We were going to meet at the mall. And what happened was I was with a certain girl. And I was like trying to be with her because she spent the night with me. And I was like trying to be with her. And I was trying to go see Calvin. And what I was going to do, because I was hanging with her, I was going to bring her to meet you. I was going to meet you and let her tag along. Now that shit would have been funny as fuck, bro. I almost brought her to that mall to meet with you. I was like, let me just go ahead and bring her. I was going to get in an Uber or a Grab and I was going to go over there and you would have been like, she would have been like, oh, shit. So at the end of the day, bruh, when you're out here even going overseas, Medellin, Philippines. Man, them girls working 24/7, 365. Okay. Somebody said, he said, funny enough, she told me she was busy with work. She's a dance coach. Oh, I was at work. Matter of fact, when I took her to dinner at that restaurant, she posted that she was what? She posted that she was on dinner, but she didn't post me. Remember that, Rosie? We put because I hung out with her for like 3 days. I hung out with her with 3 days. So we went at the dinner. She posted the dinner on Instagram, and then I showed you that I was on dinner and I was with her at dinner. And then you saw me posting my pictures on the Instagram at the same place. He says, did you post it? And I was like, yeah, brothers. Yo. She actually DM'd me when I started posting all of these, your average 50-year-old, and she already knew she was going to get posted. And she DM'd me. She was like, look, I don't want my picture posted on the internet. I don't want my picture posted on the internet. She was like, don't post me. Don't post my face. She was one of the only girls that might have contacted me. A lot of people contact me on Instagram, so I don't check the DMs as much. But I saw her DM come through, and she was like, don't post my face. You know why? Yep, because she finessing. Because she got a whole bunch of American niggas that think that they're exclusive. And she's good, too. She'll FaceTime you. She'll text you. She'll show you pictures. I'm at work. I'm going to her work function. But again, you don't own that poisse. She good. She'll keep in contact with you. She'll text you. She'll tell you it's raining. How was your day, Poppy? How you doing? What did they call it? What did she say? Mi amor. Hey, mi amor. And she texting 5 other dudes. Right? But it is what it is. I don't have no problem with it because, as you can see, I'm with many other women. And she a baddie too. But she was like, don't post my fucking face. Because she also knows that, you know, I actually told her about that. Hey, I know a guy that you was with. And she was like, what? So she knows that I have a large platform and that a lot of guys are passport bros and travelers. So she contacted me. She was like, don't. She was like, do not post me because you about to bust up my whole fucking business. Now, the funny thing about it with me, like, she never was asking for Western Unions or any of that. She was just kind of keeping in touch and that type of thing. But she was also suggesting, oh, I don't see anybody else. I just go to work and stay home. I live with my sister. I never sent her money. So I know other dudes probably do. And she never asked for money. I think one time she asked for a refrigerator, right? But she asked for a refrigerator and she was cheap too. She wasn't like, the funny thing was she didn't run pockets. She didn't beg for money. Even when she was with you, she wasn't like a set price. But she kind of had these boyfriends. But she asked me for a refrigerator. But what happened was I knew that she was going to ask me because Rosie told me that she asked him for a refrigerator too. So when Rosie told me about, oh yeah, she asked me for a refrigerator. Well, then she was like, mi amor, I have a question for you. I'm moving and my refrigerator broke. So she asked me for a refrigerator. And I was like, bitch, I knew it. All right, this other nigga told me you asked him for a refrigerator. It was like literally a couple days later. All right, he told me, I talked to him, and then I talked to her a couple days later. She asked me for that motherfucking refrigerator. Mi amor. So when I was with her, it never was a set price. It never was like, you got to owe me money. It was never pay per day. She's in many of the videos. Oh, also, she texted me. She was like, I know you're talking about me online. I'm like, bitch, you're not that important. We're just telling you as an example. But you don't own that pussy. You could be up in there raw dogging, in positions, cream pine. And I'm telling you, gentlemen, you don't own that pussy on the dark side. You certainly barely own it on the light side. You don't own it, man. That's our pussy. That's ours. 100%. And it don't got no heart. It don't have no loyalty or a heart. So going back to this clip is listen to Mojo and Shannon here. There's 30 seconds. Listen to what they say. They're asking about a rotation of women. He says, if I have 5 women and I find out that you're sharing or my brother smash, what do we do here? What do we do? Here's the video.
Let's just say you got a little lineup. You got about 5 little chicks that's on your lineup.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what you got.
Yeah,
I'm just
okay,
saying
I understand.
you got a little lineup.
Yeah,
of 5.
I was hell when I was well.
Okay.
Time.
All right, so
In a
bam.
land far, far away.
Bam, you got your lineup.
Yeah.
Ocho come, hit number 5 on your lineup. Is he cut?
No.
She cut.
No. This is the way it works.
Okay.
You get to protect one.
That's the rule.
You get to
only
build
get to-
a house. You can put this one in bars and saran wrap
I'm glad
and
you
put
said
her on the top shelf. You get one.
One. You cannot.
I actually agree with this. See, what they're saying, that actually is true. So you got a rotation of girls. You can't be out here telling those girls, especially when you out here trying to manipulate them and play them, that they can't do certain things and you just got them out there loose. You got them out there loose. You're not protecting them. You're not providing for them. You might be giving them a little bit of money, but you're not there. You're not present. But if they're in your rotation, sometimes they don't realize they're in a rotation. But if she steps out on you or she let the homie hit, at the end of the day, that's part of the game. You can only protect one queen. You can't protect the whole goddamn lineup. You can't protect the bench. You can't be that selfish. You can't be that greedy. Can't be greedy out here. And so dudes will get their heart broken out here because they think they playing the girl, but the girl playing him. Oh, she my 3rd, she my 4th, and I be doing this to her, and I be putting her to the side, and I be kicking her around, and I don't be paying attention. I just do her, and she be paying for this. She be buying the weed, and she getting smashed on the side. Dude will lose his mind. He'll be like, man, I own that pussy. You can't be out here.
Here's William.
But what they said should clear it up. You don't own that pussy. Even if your homeboy hit, you got to charge it to the game. Now, you can still cut her because you might be upset. You might have to take it out on your boy. It's like, you knew I had her in the rotation. But at the end of the day, bro, if you're going to be out here with a rotation, you're going to be on the dark side, you're going to be doing X, Y, and Z, you're going to be out here playing your wife and cheating on your wife. If your wife step out on you or your side chick step out on you and you got a whole wife, charge it to the game. I know you're going to be mad at this, you fake ass player and pimps. You overly emotional, greedy sack of shit. Girls you got in your rotation, I pay them to come over and smash. And they take that little funky ass $96 over to you when you think you did something. Y'all eating Taco Bell. But it is what it is. Charge it to the game. You each gonna actually brag about it. You getting it for free. Go ahead. But I'm going to go ahead and charge it to the game and say, the same girl you get for free, I can get for a fee. It is what it is. If you think I'm losing, go ahead. But I can get your girl. I can get your rotation girl. It is what it is. Charging it to the game. Let me see if there's some super chats or some support. But a lot of these dudes get super emotional about women that they're not protecting. He said you can only protect one. You can't protect and take 5 women off the board unless you're providing for them or protecting them. You don't have them protected and they at home alone. Nobody guarding them. You don't got nobody guarding them. No eunuchs are guarding them. You out there with another funky cock hoe. Guess what? I can get your girl that's on your rotation. It is what it is. Shout out to Iggy Miles says, the Tony Gaskins of this world will never understand. Some of us have incredibly high levels of testosterone. We continue visiting the dark side because 1, we can afford it. And number 2, we enjoy getting better looking and performing women. Dark side for the win and dark side for the fun of it. Free agent lifestyle for life and the win. Shout out to you. Somebody asked that in the chat. How much you on high testosterone? I got a higher sex drive. It ain't out of control, but it ain't like a lot of dudes. But it's high. It's high for a 50-year-old for sure. I'm on testosterone. I have a high testosterone level, and I've always did. Even when I was married, my wife was like, damn. But I wasn't like she had to go 2 times a day. But I could be there every day. But the idea is on the dark side, we're going for better looking women, and not only just better looking women who perform well. So if a woman's less better looking, but she's high performing, we go for it. That's what we're going for. We're not doing the possibility of sex. And I'm going to say this. Read Alan Roger Curry's book, The Possibility of Sex. It'll change your mindset 100%. It'll change your mindset and outlook on the dating and relationship marketplace. It'll change your mindset about dating across the board. And I believe he wrote that before he wrote Mode 1. I'm not sure, or after it. I think he wrote it. I can't remember the order. But read the book, The Possibility of Sex. It'll tell you a lot about dating and relationships and what you do and how much time you waste dating. Even he knew, and he was a dating coach. He didn't talk about, tricking. He talked about tricking, but he didn't tell people to trick. But he was like, I understand why a guy would do it, because he's eliminating the possibility. He's making it a certainty, right? And then he also said, game is for broke guys. And he was like, I wouldn't understand why a rich guy would run game. Why would a wealthy guy run game? He says this in the book. He says a wealthy guy, he would expect a trick. Because a wealthy guy don't got no time. A wealthy guy doesn't have to have a performance-based modules. He's not going to be out here focusing his time chasing on women. He got enough money to be able to get what he wants, the quality, the type, the high-performing women. He was like, rich guys don't have to run game. And the guys that have this idea that guys have to get women the same, these guys trick-ass millionaires. He's using his leverage. You're using leverage. You have less money and more time. He has more money and less time. He doesn't have to do what you do. In fact, it wouldn't even make sense for a guy that has more time to leverage, for a guy that has less time to leverage to compete with a guy using the same metric, but I have less time. Right? I got less time to do it. I got a corporation. I got a family. I got a wife. I travel for work. I have less time. Even when I travel for work, when I get to where I need to get to, I'm doing business. So I don't have time to peruse the bar and go to these tourist traps. I don't have time. So why would I use the same tool that you're using and you got all the time in the world? You got all the time in the world to fuck off and trick off and do this and go here and bar hop and stay up late. Why would I compete against that? It's similar to you trying to compete with money that you don't have. So you're like, well, I don't have money to compete with it. Well, it is what it is. We're using the tool that we can benefit from. And even Alan Roger Curry is suggesting that, look, game is for broke guys. You don't have to run game. You don't have to do it if you have leverage. I got leverage and options. If a guy has options with women, he don't have to run game. He can get any woman he wants. You don't have to run game. He's like, look, women are throwing themselves at me. Why do I have to go up there and figure out how to talk to her and run the mouthpiece on her? Women are throwing themselves at me. This reminds me of King 6'8" the Great. People will say King 6'8" the Great don't have game. Why does he need game? He's 6'8". He can stand right here next to a woman and their pussies are leaking. They approach him. They start talking to him. And all he has to say is, And they'll be like, I seen you looking. I met you before. Do you remember me? Oh, you just standing here. What are you doing? Where are you going? I want to go with you. You don't need no game, right? Or you don't need a mouthpiece. You don't need conversation. Apparently, the conversation is very irrelevant to those women. Them women be like, all right, look, come impale me real quick. All right, impale me and send me back home. He doesn't need game like that. He don't got no game. You don't need it. Why does he have to compete with the same metric that you're competing with? Because you need to. And that's what we're just trying to tell men. And here's the thing. all of the women that we're talking, all of the men we're talking about, we're all dealing with the same woman in one way or another, whether you believe it or not. You might not want to believe this, but the same woman that chooses 6'8" the great will allow me to pay her X amount of dollars to run them guts and go home to you and eat Taco Bell and let you smash same night or relatively around the same time period. If I took Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Las Vegas, all three of us will have her folded up like a pretzel using all so it don't matter. We all got her one way or another. Dudes will be like, well, I won because I did bro, it don't matter. We all had her. We all wore out that poisse. We all nutted. We all took her to the woodshed. We all had her sweating. We all had her motherfucking hair pulled back. We all had her ass taking a shower after me. We all nutted on her stomach. Who cares who did what to do what? That is irrelevant. Your girl came over here and I probably got it first. Okay. So one of my JUCOs had a boyfriend, but she was eating up all this time. He was paying with time. So she had a boyfriend and he was like, well, I ain't paying. Oh, yes, you are. Right. Because you babysitting her for when I got her up. And I probably hit first. Because if you think about it, if a woman's coming to Vegas and she coming to spend time, I'm gonna knock the Mario coins out of her first. Y'all gonna get her next. Y'all getting her next. Y'all can do whatever she want because I send girls to Dre's nightclub. So she'll come over to my house first. Then she'll go to Dre's and she'll let one of you bum that niggas take her home at 5 a.m. Then she'll wake up and she'll see a nigga she want the next day and have it. I'm getting her first. Right? Because she got to have her own money to go out and catch Ubers and get drinks so she don't let these bum ass niggas out here ain't going to get her a drink. So she going to see something she like. She going to get his number. She going to let her bum boyfriend hit. It is what it is. Okay, I had a young lady at the JUCO tell me, she was like this. She was like, look, she was like, I can't really see a guy dating a guy that doesn't have money. But she said, if I do, normally when that happens, because she hasn't always been on the dark side, but she says normally when that happens, she said, I'm going to make him pay one way or another, meaning that she's not going to be as feminine. She's going to challenge him and shit test. She literally said that. And I was like, and you know, she doesn't know, but she don't watch my YouTube. And I said, I tell guys that all the time. She gonna make you pay one way or another. She was like, yeah, if he ain't gonna pay and support and provide and give me money for X, Y, and Z, she was like, I'm gonna just fuck around and not be feminine. I'm gonna be challenging him. I'm gonna be a bitch. That's what she said. I was like, damn. See, they end up agreeing with me one way or another. She said they do it on purpose. Yes. Women say, look, put me in my feminine, make me submit, put me up. And then what'll happen is because of that, they'll reciprocate. Because you're doing that, like, for instance, women on the JUCO, when they show up, despite the fact that broke niggas will say she don't respect and like you, we know that that's not true. Now, they may not care for us as an individual, but when they show up, they putting on a performance, feminine, smiling, touching. We don't have to do nothing. I'll be sitting back like this, chilling. Touching your shoulder, being feminine, ha-ha, and kiki, and sitting on your lap, grabbing your hands and playing with the whole girlfriend experience. You don't even know her name. She don't even know your real name. Just playing with you and so funny and never arguing with you. No fighting, no bullshit. They letting you lead. You leading them. You just, where do we go? Okay, daddy. Now, when she goes with her boyfriend, none of that shit. Arguing. Why you doing this? And how come you doing that? And you didn't do this and you didn't do that. I got this and I deserve that. That's how she's making you pay. Because I don't deal with nothing. Right here. All right, we got a girl here. Lady said, high testosterone, huh? You know how to get in touch with me. Hit me up on the gram. I mean, you know how to get in touch with me, Jody. Jody said, I need some of that high testosterone. I'm not like these old 50-year-old men out here. I'll take you to the woods, said Jody. But just make sure you get it early. I go to sleep early too. All right, but one way or another, they gonna make you pay. And dudes will deal with women shit testing you and shit. And you're like, why do women do this? Because you broke. You ain't got no money. You're not leading. You're not being masculine. So they got to put you through the shit test. And she really likes you, though. She really likes you. She loves you. But because she can't relax and she's stressed, she said, what's your Instagram? Okay, we got somebody choosing. All right, she choosing. Choosy lover. She's so choosy. Let me see your picture. All right, choosy love. Let me see this shit. Okay, all right, I see it. I see a little bit here. What's my gram? It's Coach Greg. Yeah. It's Coach Greg Adams. It's Coach Greg Adams TV. Hit me up. Go check my Instagram. Choosy lover. She's so choosy. Girl, I'm so proud of you. Didn't it? I'm so glad you chose me, baby, baby. And I'll make you so happy. Didn't it? Thought I was your lover. Thought I had another. But I was kidding myself, baby. All right, she said, I'm in Cali. Hello, let's go. Hey, hot referral. Let's go.
Okay, daddy.
Just say, okay, daddy next time. Say, okay, daddy. That's how this works, baby. Okay, daddy. Type that in. Okay, daddy. All right, I'll look for it. You send me your Instagram right now. I'll get you. Type, but you got to type in, okay, daddy. Okay?
Okay, daddy.
That's how you do it. Let's see if she types it in. Or she typing in Instagram right now. All right. The New World Order Center, right? The New World Order Center.
New World Order.
Let me get these super chats, man. We gonna get them. If there's any. And we gonna wrap it up because I got to hit the showers. Let's see here. Her name is Fang Fang. Oh, that's Fang Fang, huh? That is Fang Fang. We got our brother Martin Muhammad. He has something to say. Martin Muhammad says, hey, coach, some support for your time as I'm working my way through a divorce. Can you share a quick word of dealing with the shame and anger that a man can feel when he understands how much power he gave away naively, thinking he was being a good guy, but reality was simping? Well, you were falling. You basically, this is kind of like your whole life was a lie. And then you realize that one of the stages you're going to go through is first, you're going to deny, then you're going to be angry. Okay. You're going to be angry. So this is a common stage where you're going to feel, look up the stages of grief. I've talked about it quite a bit. You're going to go through the anger phase and you're going to feel like your entire relationship, your marriage, even, everything that you went through, even the photos, the vacations, it was a lie. And you fell into that trap of being the good man and the provider, and it didn't work out for you. So it's naturally to feel anger and feel ashamed that you got played and finessed, right? You're like, damn, she was playing and finessing me, and all while claiming she loved me. And she was building a case and it fell apart. You know what I mean? She built a case and she revealed her hand. And now you look back and you can find, this is what really makes you mad. You can find a point in that relationship where you then realized it was fake the entire time. Tell me I'm not lying. You'll look and you'll say, okay, you'll go back and you'll put this puzzle together and you'll go back and you'll say, this was the day that it started off being all a lie. It could be 4 years into the marriage. It could be 10 years into the marriage. It could have been right from the beginning. Then you're going to go, God damn. So then you're going to think of all the Christmases, the birthdays, the vacations, the family pictures, the wedding, the things then you're going to look back and go, at this point, it was a lie. And you went another 3, 4, 5, 10 years. That's where you're really going to feel shamed and anger. Cause you're like, I got played and finesse for 5 years, nigga. Yes, you got played and finessed for 5 straight years. Oh, that's where the anger comes in. That's when you're bitter. That's when you're traumatized. You think of all the money you spent. Nigga, you done bought a house and it was fake. She was faking the whole relationship. And that's not just women. Men fake the whole relationship. She was faking the whole time. You bought a house and you remember when she was, you know, pitter-pattering, barefoot, running around the house, telling you, oh, I love you. Thanks for buying me this house and remodeling the kitchen and fixing this and tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars and going into this kitchen. $15,000 for the bathroom and that pedestal sink. Pulling up floors. Putting pools in the backyard. Sitting in the jacuzzi at night. Drinking champagne. And all of that shit was a lie? Yes, it was. So what you have to do. All right, Jody said, I just saw your Insta. You're a ladies' man. Yeah, baby, you ain't gonna be the only one, honey. All right, Jody's new. All right, yeah, baby.
Okay, daddy.
You ain't gonna be the only one, but we can still have some fun. We can still have some fun. She said, I saw your Instagram. Let's see what she pulled up, y'all. All right, you thought I was just an old man that couldn't get no hoes, huh? You thought I was an old man that was just out here, can't starving. Yeah, baby. This is what she saw when she pulled up the gram. She was like, oh, shit. This is what these incels saw. These incels see all of this shit and had a malfunction. Dude, one guy in the comments said, I just don't even know what to say no more. He was so flabbergasted because most men thought I was on some incel shit. Okay. So Jody's new to the channel. So most guys thought, and I start posting receipt after receipt after receipt. These niggas done went, crashed out, Johnny 5, stay alive. So it's not just you, Jody. It's men too. Because men didn't realize this shit was going on. And I tried to see, here's the funny thing about it, bro. Press 1 in the chat if I ain't lying. I literally told them what I was doing for the last 3 years. I was telling them what I was doing. They didn't understand. They didn't get it. They think I was going to Figueroa and picking up prostitutes. So they were like, yeah, okay. They was hearing it, but they wasn't hearing it. It was like, okay, he's saying going to the JUCO. He desperate. He got to pay. And these women really don't like him. And they just show up and fucking leave. And I was like, I've been telling y'all for 3 years that I was on this time. They thought I was going to Costa Rica by myself to go ride ATVs and come back home empty-handed. I was like, nah, I'm telling you. And they was like, yeah, nigga, yeah. Now, what happened was, this is what happened. Because in their mind, I was just tricking and shit like this. But then when they saw this video, this one tipped it over. This video sent these niggas. It was this video right here. It wasn't the one that went viral, but this video sent these niggas right here. Is this the video? No. That's the one that went viral. The one I just recently posted. This one right here sent these niggas. Even dating coaches was in there like, oh, shit. Even game coaches saw this video. I just posted this 2 days ago. They saw this video and they was like, wait a minute. Coach, is it really like this? Yes, it's like this, bro. Now, this is video 15. But they was like, wait, she looks like she likes you, actually. She's laughing. She's young. Wait a minute. I thought you was just buying pussy and they was just finessing you. And I said, no, it's actually like a girlfriend. We actually like each other. We're having a good time. It's just that when we separate, we go our own way afterwards. We don't actually try to extend it out into a fake relationship. Some do, most don't. But this one, look, there's a couple of dating coaches in there. All right, dating coaches have been hitting me up. This dude said, junior college looking like the move, coach. That's our brother here, Quarantino to God. There's Austin Dunham. This video was the one. All right, there was a lot of videos. Still dudes didn't believe. But when they saw how she was acting in the video, they was like, wait, bruh, this is actually like, they don't even get this from their girlfriends. They don't even get this from the girls they date. I'm telling you, the stuff that they are saying they're doing out here, these niggas are not doing it. Like, they're not getting this from regular girls in the marketplace. They're not getting them. They're not getting them. And then I'm older and I'm double her age. They're not getting this from girls that are even this attractive. And I think she's decent looking. She's good looking. She was fun. By the way, this woman is fun as fuck. All right, this woman is fun as fuck. Okay, somebody said I'm delusional. Oh, really? All right. And somebody said, look at this dude right here. Look at this. Hey, look at a crash out. Look at the crash outs. They crashing out, bruh. Look, STDs. They still talking about STDs. Hey, sir, I post my STD results every 3 months on Locals. You're losing, man. You're losing. Y'all losing it. You incels are losing it. Ain't no STDs, bruh. Y'all losing, man. Y'all incels are losing. You ain't, they mad, bruh. I done turned the whole real pill space upside down with this shit. I done turned the red pills back, and even Jody came in and was like, oh, you a ladies man. Look, Jody shot her shot, went to my Instagram and came back. Oh, you in a failed relationship. Look at these guys, man. You talking about, right? Oh, that's Tony Gaskins for sure. That's Tony Gaskins for sure. That's Tony Gaskins, y'all, on his burner account. Welcome, Tony's Gaskins. Because he talking about interview my ex-wife. Bro, that's Tony Gaskins. Hey, check this out. Here's the funny thing. Let's say you know a person, but you haven't been with that person for the last 13 years. Let's say you had a friend. That friend hasn't seen you in 13 years. Could you take good information about a person you haven't seen in 13 years from that person? Could that person accurately tell you who you are if they haven't seen you in 13 years? You're talking about a marriage that's been over for 13 years. Literally. That failed relationship, it's been 13 years. You're talking about a failed relationship from 13 years ago? Like, these Tony Gaskin niggas, man, these dudes out here coping. Who cares about that, bro? That was 13 years ago. She hasn't seen me, lived with me, done nothing with me. She ain't going on a trip, a vacation. That was 13 years ago, fam. She don't know me. You don't know me. That relationship was 13 years ago, nigga. What's she gonna say about what I'm doing 13 years? They never talked to me in 13 years. You guys are just, I'm telling you, man, these incels. You think that bothers me from 13 years ago? You think she knows who I am? She hasn't seen me in 13 years. These fugazi niggas, man. I tell you, these incels are fucking crazy. Crazy. Yep, 13-year-old. She doesn't know nothing about who I am. Last time I seen her, I wasn't even doing YouTube when she knew me. She don't know nothing. She knows nothing. All right. He said the interview is coming. Go. And that's Tony Gaskins, y'all. That's literally Tony Gaskins. Go for it. I'll be happy to do it too. Invite me to the show. These guys, man, are desperate. But Jody, where you at? Jody, where you at, baby? You still here? She said, you a ladies man. Yes. He said, cold case files with Tony Gaskins. Cold case files with Tony Gaskins. Dun-dun-dun-dun. 1997. Jody still here. Shout out to Jody.
Okay, Daddy.
Jody, you still here, baby? I'm glad you here. Did you hit me in the DMs? How do you want it? How does it feel? All right, shout out to you. I think we had Rosie Poppy over here. I think he chimed in. Maybe not. Rosie Poppy did chime in. He says, Coach, what's funny about that is that was the catalyst for me going to Morocco after that and Paris. I knew she was going to ask you for the fridge. I was close to getting it to her too, and it was cheap. He says, but nah, women are loyal. Punani is not. Now I'm be chilling in Morocco. Shout out to you chilling in Morocco. How does it feel? Where is he says, is it that serious? CGA got the world shook, bro. And somebody said this, he won't interview your ex-wife because she's white. Exactly. He gonna put a white woman up on this show. Go for it. Go for it. Them black, well, I can't say it on this show. Them black women gonna be like, you out here caping for a white woman, your white devil slave master. Go ahead, interview a white woman for your black woman channel. Oh my goodness. How do you want it? How do you feel? You're gonna be out there with your white devil slave master interviewing for your black women channel. Have fun with that. But that's how desperate these guys are. These Sambos, tattletelling. I'm gonna bring up somebody that don't even know you for the last decade and a half to throw you under the bus. All right, anyway, what we got here is 8:39. I got something brewing. ETA, 9 o'clock. Jody, somebody done beat you to the punch, Jody. But Jody, hit me up in the DMs so I can see your pictures. Make sure your profile is visible to me. Make sure your profile is visible. So don't have it on private. Teron McAdams says, even if she squirts, she's yours. The Y is silent. Yep. So even if she squirts, even if she leaking, trust me, guys. Trust me, guys. She's not your girl. All right. That is somebody else's is getting at. Teron McAdams, even if she squirts. I'm going to check Venmo one more time, too. Somebody said, check with her pimp. Let me see if she didn't DM me. Did she say she did me? We'll see it. I'm not going to show it, though, Jody. I won't show it. I'm not that type of guy. You probably got an automatic response, too. So she probably like, I can't even get to the DM. How do you want it? How does it feel? All right, let's see here. Nah, I don't see it, Jody. Let me see, general. Got a lot of people DM. Jody, I be getting like tens of thousands of emails and DMs. So let me see. I don't see it. Anyway, shout out to y'all, man. Look, I got to get out of here. I got to hit the showers, make the bed, get Nova fed and tucked in so I can have fun out here. Do me a favor, man. Hit the like button, share this video, and watch the rest of these Mitch-ass niggas crash the fuck out. Good night, and we'll be back tomorrow. Peace. And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.